Shalom, shalom. Today we will be in 1 Samuel 6 through 10. And we basically left off where the Philistines have taken the Ark of the Covenant of Yahweh. And then they realized, hey man, this thing is causing us problems. So, chapter 6. And the Ark of Yahweh was in the field of the Philistines for 7 new moons. And the Philistines called for the priests and the diviners, saying, What do we do with the Ark of Yahweh? Let us know with what we should send it. Let us know with what we should send it to its place. And they said, If you send away the Ark of Elohim of Israel, do not send it empty, but you shall certainly return it to him with a guilt offering. Then you are going to be healed, and it shall be known to you why his hand does not turn aside from you. And they said, What is the guilt offering which we return to him? And they answered, The number of the princes of the Philistines, 5 golden tumors and 5 golden rats. For the same plague was on all of you and on your princes. And you shall make images on your tumors, and images of your rats that ruin the land, and you shall give esteem to the Elohim of Israel. And it can be that he does lift his hand from you, from your mighty ones, and from your hand. And why do you harden your hearts as the Mitzrites and Pharaoh hardened their hearts, when he had severely dealt with them, but they did not send them away? And they went. And now take and make a new wagon, and 2 milk cows, which have never been yoked, and hitch the cows to the wagon, and take their calves home away from them. And take the Ark of Yahweh, and put it on the wagon, and put the objects of gold, which you are returning to him as a guilt offering, in a chest by its side, and send it away, and it shall go. And you shall see, if it goes up the way to its own border, to Beth Shemesh, then he has done us this great evil. But if not, then we shall know that his hand has not come against us. And an accident it was to us. And the man did so, and took 2 milk cows, and hitched them to the wagon, and shut up their calves at home. And they put the Ark of Yahweh on the wagon, and the chest with the gold rats, and the images of their tumors. And the cows went straight for the way to Beth Shemesh, and went along the highway, bellowing as they went, and did not turn aside, right or left. And the princes of the Philistines went after them to the border of Beth Shemesh. And they of Beth Shemesh were reaping their wheat harvest in the valley. And they lifted their eyes and saw the ark, and rejoiced to see it. And the wagon came into the field of YHWH of Beth Shemesh, and stood there. And there was a great stone. And they split the wood of the wagon, and offered the cows as an ascending offering to Yahweh. And the Levites took down the ark of Yahweh, and the chest that was with it, in which were the objects of gold, and put them on the great stone. And the men of Beth Shemesh offered ascending offerings, and slaughtered slaughterings the same day to Yahweh. And when the 5 princes of the Philistines saw it, they returned to Ekron the same day. And these are the gold tumors which the Philistines returned as a guilt offering to Yahweh. 1 for Ashdod, 1 for Azah, 1 for Ashkelon, 1 for Gath, and 1 for Ekron. And the gold rats, by the number of the cities of the Philistines, belonged to the 5 princes, both walled cities and country villages, even as far as the great meadow on which they placed the ark of Yahweh, remain to this day in the field of YHWH of Beth Shemesh. And he struck among the men of Beth Shemesh, for they had looked into the ark of Yahweh. He struck among the people 70 men. And the people mourned, because Yahweh struck among the people a great smiting. And the men of Beth Shemesh said, Who is able to stand before this set apart Yahweh Elohim? And to whom shall he go for us? From us? And they sent messengers to the inhabitants of Kiriath Yearim, saying, The Philistines have brought back the ark of Yahweh. Come down, take it up to you. And the men of Kiriath Yearim came and took the ark of Yahweh, and brought it into the house of Abinadab on the hill, and set apart Eleazar his son to guard this ark of Yahweh. And it came to be from the day that the ark remained in Kiriath Yearim that the time increased. It came to be 20 years, and all the houses of Israel lamented after Yahweh. And Shemuel spoke to all the houses of Israel, saying, If you return to Yahweh with all your hearts, then put away the foreign mighty ones and Ashtaroths from among you, and prepare your hearts for Yahweh, and serve him only, so that he delivers you from the hand of the Philistines. And the children of Israel put away the Baals and Ashtaroths, and served Yahweh only. And Samuel said, Gather all Israel to Mizpah, and let me pray to Yahweh for you. And they gathered to Mizpah, and drew water, and poured it out before Yahweh. And they fasted that day, and said there, We have sinned against Yahweh. And Shemuel rightly ruled the children of Israel at Mizpah. And when the Philistines heard that the children of Israel had gathered together at Mizpah, the princes of the Philistines went up against Israel. And the children of Israel heard of it, and were afraid of the Philistines. And the children of Israel said to Samuel, Do not cease to cry out to Yahweh our Elohim for us, that he would save us from the hand of the Philistines. And Samuel took a suckling lamb and offered it as an ascending offering completely to Yahweh. And Samuel cried out to Yahweh for Israel, and Yahweh answered him. And it came to be, as Samuel offered up the ascending offering, the Philistines drew near to battle against Israel. But Yahweh thundered with a great voice on that day on the Philistines, and troubled them, and they were smitten before Israel. And the men of Israel went out from Mizpah and pursued the Philistines, and struck them as far as below Baeth Kar. And Samuel took a stone and set it up between Mizpah and Shin, and called its name Eben-Haezer, saying, Thus far Yahweh has helped us. Thus the Philistines were humbled, and no longer came into the border of Israel. And the hand of Yahweh was against the Philistines all the days of Samuel. And the cities which the Philistines had taken from Israel were returned to Israel from Ekron to Gath. And Israel recovered its border from the hands of the Philistines, and there was no peace between Israel and the Amorites. And Samuel rightly ruled Israel all the days of his life. And each year he made the rounds of Beth-el and Gilgal and Mizpah, and rightly ruled Israel in all those places. Then he returned to Ramah, for his home was there. And there he rightly ruled Israel, and there he built a slaughter place to Yahweh. And it came to be, when Samuel was old, that he made his sons rulers over Israel. And the name of his firstborn was Yoel, and the name of his second, Abiah, rulers in Beersheba. But his sons did not walk in his ways, and turned aside after own gain, and took bribes, and twisted right ruling. And all the elders of Israel gathered together, and came to Samuel at Ramah, and said to him, Look, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now appoint for us a sovereign to rule us like all the nations. This is rough, because we just saw it. The whole reason why we get Samuel is because Aaron's grandson, his kids aren't acting right. So God cuts them out, and then this is just rough, man. This is just rough. 6. But the word was evil in the eyes of Samuel, when they said, Give us a sovereign to rule us. So Samuel prayed to Yahweh, and Yahweh said to Samuel, Listen to the voice of the people and all that they say to you. For they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me from reigning over them, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Mitzrayim, even to this day, forsaking me and serving other mighty ones. So they are doing to you too. And now, listen to their voice. But you shall certainly warn them, and shall make known to them the ruling of the sovereign who does reign over them. And Samuel spoke all the words of Yahweh to the people who asked him for a sovereign. And he said, This is the ruling of the sovereign who does reign over you. He shall take your sons and appoint them for his own chariots, and to be his horsemen, and they shall run before his chariots. and appoint commanders over his thousands and commanders over his 50s, or to plow his ground and reap his harvest, or to make his weapons and equipment for his chariots. And your daughters he is going to take to be perfumers and cooks and bakers, and the best of your fields and your vineyards and your olive tree he is going to take and give them to his servants. And a tenth of your grain and your vintage he is going to take and give it to his officers and servants. And your male servants and your female servants and your best young men and your donkeys he is going to take and use for his own work. A tenth of your sheep he is going to take, and you are to be his servants. And you shall cry out in that day because of your sovereign whom you have chosen for yourselves. But Yahweh is not going to answer you in that day. However, the people refused to listen to the voice of Samuel, and said, No, but let a sovereign be over us. Then we shall be, we also, like all the nations, and our sovereign shall rule us and go out before us and fight our battles. Oh man, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. So this, I mean, like, I don't, like, the whole Torah, I don't know, once we leave Egypt, it is like over and over and over again. It is God just being like, hey, be set apart, be different. You're not supposed to be like those people. Don't go do those things. Somebody's not teaching somewhere. I mean, obviously, clearly we have fallen off. We've fallen way off at this point. And I was just thinking about this before I started recording too. It's like, how do we get here? How do we get here? Like, we were doing so great in the wilderness. Yeah, they were stiff-necked folk. They didn't want to listen, so to speak. But, like, you get to see all those things, and it's like, how do you get here? Well, I know how we got here. It's because they send everybody home. And once you go to your own home, you're in your house. You're like, oh, I can do whatever I want. Well, he didn't really mean that. That's not what it means to me. God knows my heart, and that's how we get all those types of things. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll quit rambling. 21. Nope. Yeah, 20. Then we shall be, we also, like all the nations, and our sovereign shall rule us and go out before us and fight our battles. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he repeated them in the hearing of Yahweh. And Yahweh said to Samuel, Listen to their voice, and make them a sovereign. And Samuel said to the men of Israel, Each of you go to his city. And there was a man of Benjamin, whose name was Kish, a son of Abiel, son of Seror, son of Bechorath, son of Aphirah, a Benjamite, a mighty man of power. And he had a son whose name was Saul, young and handsome. And there was not a more handsome man than he among the children of Israel, taller than any of the people by the shoulders and upwards. And the donkeys of Kish, father of Saul, were lost. And Kish said to his son Saul, Please take one of the servants with you, and arise, go seek the donkeys. And he passed through the mountains of Ephraim and through the land of Shalisha, but they did not find them. Then they passed through the land of Shaalim, but they were not. Then they passed through the land of the Benjamites, but did not find them. Then they came to the land of Suf, and Shaul said to his servant, who was with him? Then Saul said to his servant who was with him, Come, let us turn back, lest my father stops thinking about the donkeys and becomes worried about us. And he said to him, See, there is in a city a man of Elohim, and the man is esteemed, and all that he says comes true without fail. Now let us go there. It could be that he shows us the way to go. And Saul said to his servant, But look, if we go, what do we bring the man? For the bread in our bags is all gone, and there is no present to bring the man of Elohim. What do we have? And the servant answered Saul and said, Look, I have here at hand 1/4 of a shekel of silver, and I shall give that to the man of Elohim, and he shall make known to us our way. Formerly in Israel, when a man went to inquire of Elohim, he spoke thus: Come, let us go to the seer, for the prophet of today was formerly called a seer. And Saul said to his servant, Your word is good. Come, let us go. And they went to the city where the man of Elohim was. And they went up the hill to the city. They met some young woman there going out to draw water, and said to them, Is the seer here? They met some young women, sorry. And they answered them and said, He is. Look, ahead of you. Hurry now, for he has come to this city today, for the people have a slaughtering on the high place today. As you come into the city, you are going to find him before he goes up to the high place to eat. For the people do not eat until he comes, for he blesses the slaughtering. Afterward, they who are invited eat. And now, go up, for you should find him about this time. And they went up to the city. They were coming into the midst of the city, and saw Samuel coming out toward them to go up to the high place. And Yahweh had revealed to Samuel in his ear that day before Saul came, saying, At this time tomorrow I shall send you a man from the land of Benjamin, and you shall appoint him leader over my people Israel. And he shall save my people from the hand of the Philistines, for I have seen my people, because their cry has come to me. And when Samuel saw Saul, Yahweh said to him, See, the man of whom I spoke to you, let this one govern my people. And Saul drew near to Samuel in the gate, and said, Please inform me, where is the house of the seer? And Samuel answered Saul, and said, I am the seer. Go up before me to the high place, for you shall eat with me today. And tomorrow I shall let you go, and make known to you all that is in your heart. As for your donkeys that were lost 3 days ago, do not set your heart on them, for they have been found. And on whom is all the desire of Israel? Is it not on you, on all your father's house? And Saul answered and said, Am I not a Benjamite, of the smallest of the tribes of Israel, and my clan the least of all the clans of the tribe of Benjamin? Why then do you speak like this to me? And Samuel took Saul and his servant, and brought them into the hall, and gave them a place at the head of those who were invited, and there were about 30 men. And Samuel said to the cook, Bring the portion which I gave you, of which I told you to set it aside. And the cook brought out the thigh with its upper part, and set it before Saul. And Samuel said, See what was kept back. It was set aside for you. Eat, for it has been kept for you for this appointed time, saying, I have invited the people. And Saul ate with Samuel on that day. And they came down from the high place into the city, and Samuel spoke with Saul on the roof. And they rose early, and it came to be about the dawning of the day that Samuel called to Saul on the roof, saying, Rise, so that I send you on your way. And Saul rose, and both of them went outside, he and Samuel. As they were walking toward the edge of the city, Samuel said to Saul, Say to the servant to go on ahead of us. And he went on. But you stand here a moment, But you stand here a moment, so that I let you hear the word of Elohim. I need a drink. Chapter 10. And Samuel took a flask of oil, and poured it on his head, and kissed him, and said, Is it not because Yahuwah has anointed you leader over his inheritance? When you leave me today, you shall find 2 men by Rachel's burial place in the border of Benjamin at Seltza. And they shall say to you, The donkeys which you went to look for have been found. And see, your father has left the matter of the donkeys and is worrying about you, saying, what shall I do for my son? And you shall pass on from there and beyond, and shall come to the terebinth tree of Tabor. And 3 men going up to Elohim at Bethel shall find you there, one bearing 3 young goats, another bearing 3 loaves of bread, and another bearing a skin of wine. And they shall greet you and give you 2 loaves of bread, which you shall accept from their hand. And after that, go to the hill of Elohim, where the Philistines' watchpost is. And it shall be, when you have come there to the city, that you shall meet a group of prophets coming down from the high place with a stringing instrument, and a tambourine, and a flute, and a lyre before them, and they are prophesying. And the Spirit of Yahweh shall come upon you, and you shall prophesy with them, and be turned into another man. And it shall be, when these signs come to you, do for yourself as your hand finds to do, for Elohim is with you. And you shall go down before me to Gilgal, and see, I am coming down to you to offer ascending offerings and slaughter offerings and peace offerings. Wait 7 days till I come to you. Then I shall make known to you what you should do. And it came to be, when he had turned his back to go from Samuel, that Elohim gave him another heart. And all those signs came on that day. And it came to be, when he had turned his back to go from Samuel, that Elohim gave him another heart. And all those signs came on that day. And they came there to the hill and saw a group of prophets to meet him. And the Spirit of Elohim came upon him, and he prophesied in their midst. And it came to be, all who knew him formerly looked and saw that that he prophesied among the prophets. So the people said to each other, What is this that has come upon the son of Kish? Is Saul also among the prophets? And a man there answered and said, And who is their father? This is why it became a proverb. Is Saul also among the prophets? And when he stopped prophesying, he went to the high place. And the uncle of Saul asked him and his servant, Where did you go? And he said, To look for the donkeys. And when we saw that they were nowhere to be found, we went to Samuel. And the uncle said to Saul, Please inform me what Samuel said to you. And Saul said to his uncle, He informed us plainly that the donkeys had been found. But he did not disclose to him about the matter of the rain which Samuel had said. And Samuel called the people together to Yahweh at Mizpah, and said to the children of Israel, Thus said Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, I have brought Israel up out of Mitzrayim, and delivered you from the hand of Mitzrites, and from the hand of all reigns, from those who oppressed you. And today you have rejected your Elohim, who himself saved you out of all your evils and your distresses, and now have said to him, No, but set a sovereign over us. And now present yourselves before Yahweh, by your tribes and by your clans. And Samuel brought near all the tribes of Israel, and the tribe of Benjamin was taken. Then he brought near the tribe of Benjamin by their clans, and the clan of Matri was taken. And Saul, son of Cush, was taken. And when they sought him, he could not be found. And they asked again of Yahuwah, Has the man come here yet? And Yahuwah answered, See, he has hidden by the baggage. And they ran and brought him from there, and he stood in the midst of the people, and he was taller than any of the people from his shoulders and upwards. And Samuel said to all the people, Do you see him who Yahuwah has chosen, that there is no one like him among all the people? And all the people shouted and said, Let the sovereign live. And Samuel declared to the people the rulings of the reign, and wrote it in a book, and placed it before Yahweh. And Samuel sent all the people away, each to his house. And Saul went to his house too, to Geba, and with him went brave men whose hearts Elohim had touched. But the sons of Belial said, What? Does this one save us? And they despised him, and brought him no presents, but he kept silent. Oh, Goodness. Well, we have our introduction to Saul. We're about to see our ups and downs there. About to have our roller coaster ride through this, but anyway, I love you guys, and as always, may Yahweh bless you and guard you. Yahweh make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahweh lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Shalom, shalom.